Next we have my lovely wife, Mrs. Teresa Romero, reciting a essay called Pink Blossoms, and she got an A also. She won everything in the Very proud of her.
Oh, yeah.
Don't wear shorts.
Is there? Oh.
Snapchat's going around all over.
While she's getting that ready, I just wanted to do a little introduction. Most of us here know how tough it is to parent, and most of us know that you learn a lot of things along the way, and sometimes the kids are better teachers for us than we are for them. And this is just something that I wrote about an event or one time when one of my children taught me something that I've kept with me for a lot of years. So
Everybody quiet.
The house was hot and humid. As I walked, my feet stuck to the smooth, painted concrete floor of our house. The first monsoon storm of the season had just struck with fury. Palm branches lined the street like carpeting. My favorite tree had been mutilated by a vengeful bolt of lightning. It had been a beautiful tree, perfectly proportioned after years of careful pruning. And now one of its main branches lay slumped on the ground. Its creamy pink blossoms still glowing with the promise of life, as yet unaware of the disaster that had befallen them.
Turn the rain down, please.
I was just going to.
I usually loved the monsoon storms because they brought a welcome respite from the constancy of the Arizona sun. However, this day I was already in dismal spirits because I had been plagued with worries about Sara, my 4-year-old daughter, who was blind, and about how limited her life would be without sight. And so the storm and its subsequent devastation on my tree added to my despair. With the first rumblings of the storm, Sara had crawled up on my lap in a panic. "I'm scared, Mommy, I'm scared." With my heart in my throat, I hugged her tight and reassured her that she was safe. Then I described the storm to her as best I could. After I finished, she hopped off my lap, made her way to the piano, and started playing some song she'd heard on the radio. Silently, I struggled against the tears. The storm had only served to illuminate my fears for her. How was she ever going to know the startling beauty of lightning bolts as they surge across the blackened sky? And what about the glory of the myriad of colors found in just one rainbow? And how was I ever going to adequately explain just how tall a California redwood is, or how grand the Grand Canyon really is? I was nearing hopelessness when my 9-year-old daughter Stacy came in from playing in her bedroom and sat by me on the couch. "Mom," she said. "What?" I answered rather impatiently, intent as I was on being miserable for Sara. "You know how I always said if I had 3 wishes, the first one would be that Sara wouldn't be blind anymore?" Her perceptiveness had caught my attention. Maybe we could lament over Sara's sad condition together. "Yes," I answered with an eagerness. "Well, I don't think I would wish for that anymore, because if Sara wasn't blind, then she would be Sara, and I like her just the way she is." Out of the mouths of babes, my daughter, in her innocent wisdom, had taught me more about parenting a child with special needs in one simple statement than the dozen or so books I had read on the subject. Exactly when is it that we adults lose sight of the reality that is so obvious to a child? People do not have to fit into pre-manufactured molds to be perfect. Our society has become so fearful of imperfections, we are reminded daily through advertisements of how we should look, act, and talk. If you don't fit into the mold, you have 2 choices: buy something to help fix you, or stay in the background where nobody will notice. Granted, my concerns for Sara were not without merit. At times her life will be tough, but whose isn't? Sarah's here. She's alive, and she will experience all the beauty life has to offer, sight unseen. She is not She is not my blind child who is in need of pity or fixing. She is my child who happens to be blind, who happens to be musically talented, who happens to be delightful, who happens to be strong-willed, who happens to be perfect just the way she is.
Very, very beautiful. Thank you. All right, Mr. J. Board.